Hello, hello. This is Jel from The Word Made Flesh. I come to you today to share a couple of wisdom bits. I want to talk about today's gospel. And while it's truly fitting for today, um, one can find it challenging and difficult to understand. I'm going to share screen and then we're going to read it together. And then we'll talk about it. We'll take it from there. So um, this is Luke chapter 9, verse 23 to 25. And Jesus is speaking to the crowd. And I quote, "Then he said to them all, 'If any wish to come after me, let them deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. For those who want to save their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake will save it. For what does it profit them if they gain the whole world but lose or forfeit themselves?'" Okay. Well, you know how I said it's fitting for today. Well, today in the church we celebrate the feast of great martyrs. So those are Saints Jean de Brebeuf and Isaac Jacques and companions. Those were 8 missionaries from Europe who came to North America to evangelize, to spread the good news among the indigenous people, and they were killed for it. They were killed for their faith. So when you are reading this gospel and think about it from this martyrdom's perspective, then perhaps some parts make total sense. For example, "And those who lose their life for my sake will save it." So they have given up their life for their faith, and they inherited eternal life in the kingdom of heaven. So makes perfect sense, right? However, the trick is in the first sentence when Jesus speaks, and he says, "If any wish to come after," any. So that means that he's not speaking just to those who are called to martyrdom, and majority of people are not called to martyrdom. He's speaking to everybody. He's speaking to you, and he's speaking to me, and he's speaking to the whole world. So what does this gospel mean for those who are not called to martyrdom? And Jesus answers. He said, "Let them deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me." Let them deny themselves. What does that mean? So to deny oneself means to die yourself a little bit. It means not to act on your emotions, but allow your faith to lead you. Okay, we're going to talk about it more. How do we practice that? How do we do that, right? Then there's another part to it attached. "And take up their cross daily." So how do we do that? What does that mean? So that means that whatever comes your way, you accept it. You accept it as the will of God in your life. And you have peace. Have peace with it. Piece of cake, right? "And follow me." Well, that means that when you do those two, you deny yourself, you take up your cross daily, everything that comes your way, it's the will of God in your life, and you're at peace, then you follow Jesus, right? So it's so simple, right? Easier said than done. So let's just give an example here. So imagine you're going to work and you're driving, and all of a sudden somebody just pull up in front of you and you have to slam on the brake. They cut you off. And what does come out of your mouth? Wow, vomit, right? So it's not as easy to do it. And this is nothing. This is just somebody cuts you off, someone you never saw before, never will see again, and whatnot, right? So there are bigger things in life than that. Let's say you're passed at work for promotion, and the person who got that promotion, that person worked fewer years for the company, that person doesn't work as hard as you do, and their results are not as good. Like, I mean, you're a way more productive person than you are. So the reasons why this person got chosen over you are completely and totally unprofessional. So how do you deal with that and stay in peace? Right. And and then okay, so those are the people at work, so you can change your job or even department and you don't have to deal with them anymore. But what happens when, let's say, you deal with the inheritance, and now you're talking about siblings, parents, in-laws? Oh, the list is endless, right? And now these are the people that you you may not choose in your life, but they are in your life and they're there to stay. So how do you stay in peace? How do you do these things, right? So there is a simple way to practice this and to do it. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's the lifetime of commitment, to this. But it is simple. So, for example, I love, they're my favorite apples, Honey Crisp apple. I mean, the name in itself explains everything. Honey Crisp. So they are, what do you call it? They're sweet and crisp. They're crunchy, right? And when you bite into them, there is explosion of flavor in your mouth. Anyway, for me, and I love those apples. So, what do I do as a self mortification? Because this is how I practice to deny myself. This is how I practice not to act on my feelings, on my emotions. So, I'm going to deprive myself of something that I really, really love, something that it's my favorite. And I'm going to take something, choose to eat something that it's okay for me, that it's not my, I like it, but it's not that great. So instead of my favorite Honeycrisp apples, I'm going to have Macintosh or Granny's, right? They're okay. I don't really love them so much, but they're okay. I still have my apple and it's good for me, right? So in fact, I'm not going to just do that for today. I'm going to do it like I know this is the end of September. So in less than 2 weeks in Canada is a Thanksgiving, and I live in Toronto. So I'm going to do that for 9 days, and I'm going to offer it. I'm going to say that we may all have a beautiful Thanksgiving. I'm doing this, self mortification in the glory of God, with the desire, with the intention that everybody can experience a beautiful Thanksgiving. For example, right? And so I do that for 9 days. I eat 9 days in a row. I eat one Macintosh apple instead of my Honeycrisp apple. I'm not saying that the whole day I eat only one apple. No, no, no. You can eat whatever it is that you, but this is one thing that I really like. And I'm going to deprive myself of that. And instead, I'm going to have Macintosh apple. You can practice it with anything. For example, I love cop shows, cop and robbers, CSI Miami. I like Blue Bloods. I like Rookie Blue. So, these shows, so I'm going to say this weekend, I'm not going to watch any of my shows. I'm going to give it up, for that Thanksgiving or for that promotion that I missed out. Or maybe none of that happened yet, beautiful, right? But for whatever troubles that I may have, I'm going to just give it up for the salvation and sanctification of my own soul and my family, and for the glory, love, and glory of the Lord. Right? Beautiful. So these are little bits and pieces how you do it. Okay? Because, the Lord meets you where you are, and He leads you gently and slowly. You don't have to do these huge martyrdom steps at once, and then you get tired and you can't do it anymore. That's how you get burned out. And that's not what the Lord wants from you. You do baby steps. You start with milk, and then you move on to the, potato, meat and potato later, right? Okay. So then he has that other second part attached to it, and it says, and take up their cross daily. So remember, we said that that means whatever comes your way, you accept it as the will of God with peace. So how do we do that? So again, peace is practiced in a peaceful time. So what do? So let's say before bed, just close your eyes and say, Lord of peace, come to my heart. Just say it. Say it when you get up. Say it, you know, whatever, during the meeting. If you're not talking, of course, when you're sitting there or whatever, or at your desk or whatever it is that you're doing, just say, Lord of peace, come into my heart. Just say it 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 times a day. Just say that. Just say it. It takes 2 seconds, that little invocation, those little ejaculations take no time. Just say it. That's how you practice peace at the time of peace. When there is no peace, when this person pulls in front of you, that's when you have to produce it. You cannot produce peace unless you have it. You produce what you have inside of you. So if you got inside of you vomit, you will vomit. If you have inside of you peace, you're going to say, Lord, bless this person and keep him safe or her safe. That's what you're going to say. So this is the way that we practice and follow Jesus in a baby steps. When it comes to more serious problems, to bigger things, because you have already acquired bits by bits of those little things, you have acquired graces of peace and serenity and patience and kindness and self-denial and self-mortification. When it comes to bigger things, the Lord will give you strength and courage and perseverance. And He is going to give you love, and He is going to give you forgiveness, and you will be healed, because a road to healing is through forgiveness. So you will be able to explore all that, because if you have done your part to follow Lord in little things, oh, He ain't gonna fail you. You will be able to follow Him in big things as well. And that doesn't mean that you're going to say, okay, I won't say anything, I won't do anything, but I'm going to eat myself alive, like it's that lump sitting here in your chest and you can hardly breathe, how hurt and how angry you are about things. No. That's not what that means. That means that it's not going to matter. That means that you're going to know in your heart of hearts and soul and mind that all of these other things, and the job promotion and inheritance and all that, is futile if the road to acquire them costs you your discipleship of Christ. So there you go. So this is a little bit of our of martyrdom for those who are not martyrs in blood, but in spirit. So if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share my video. Please don't forget to look into the description. There are more offers and programs that the Word Made Flesh has to offer. Check out our books on Amazon, and happy mortification. Take care and God bless. Bye for now.